How's it going? What I wanted to try to have a video about is there's many uh, conspiracy theorists like Scott Mckay, Charlie Ward, Simon Parks, Mckay. There's probably 100 more. They're coming out with these things, and I'd like to know if you actually think these are true, and if you have any feedback on them, because some of them are they're out there, such as JFK Jr. is still alive. If anybody knows anything about that, give a little insight. They're saying that Trump has been sworn in to the new Patriot Republic. There is no longer the government that we have been grown up and understood as our government of the United States. If you have any insight, and especially if you have someone in your life, and you don't have to use their name, but use maybe what their background is. Give us some information. I'd really like to know what everybody's thinking. If this is true, if any of it's true, even a little bit of it's true, this sounds amazing what this country could become. Some of the things I've heard, Biden never fully took the oath on the Bible. And with the Bible being upside down, if you look at the video, you can see the cross is upside down. And just before he said, under God, and then finished that statement, he removed his hand from the so-called Bible, because they're saying it's not an actual Bible. And to be authentic, the inauguration, meaning it has to be done at 12:01. Most of the mainstream media were showing it prior to 12 o'clock. And they also have captions of, I believe, while Biden's hand was on the Bible, there were two younger adults, maybe in their teens, early 20s, in one shot. And then the next shot, they were no longer there. So if you have any insight on that, why would it be like that if it was not pre-taped? It seems to be it was pre-taped, and that there was a video sent around approximately 11 hours after or prior to the actual inauguration. Some people say that they've received that. Charlie Ward was one of them. The other thing is, the new vice president, Kamala, she was sworn in first. That's not constitutional. They're saying because of that, and because of these things, this presidency is not, it's more or less void. It's not in existence. And I understand what you're thinking. I thought the same thing. Then why are they in the White House? Well, some of the things that have come out is Pentagon will not allow any of his staff access to the Pentagon. And if you have something, please, definitely definitive either way. I mean, this is not a Biden thing or a President Trump thing. I'm just looking for information because I'd love to know if this is this far out and far whacked out that this is actually true, then this government, we could be it could be a civil war. Depends on how it works out. They're saying that the government as we know it is defunct. This is coming from Charlie Ward. Defunct as in bankrupt. They're able to print money, but it is not doing anything for our inflation. I really would like feedback so we can have another video and discuss those, especially on the people, Charlie Ward, Simon Parks, Scott Mckay, Mckay. Mckay seems very informative. So doesn't Charlie Ward. But actors, good actors, can make you believe anything you want to hear. So if anybody has any background in or knowledge of any of these people that I have brought up, I would like to know. And I'm sure many people would like to know. There's a lot of people that followed many of these individuals and now have stopped. And maybe they are still following them, but they've made comments because it's going on and on and on. They keep moving the goalpost. They say it's going to happen on January 6th. It's going to happen on January 20th. There's going to be arrests. There's going to be a takedown of different governments. Have you heard that possibly the Vatican is involved and was involved? So wasn't Spain. So wasn't Canada. So wasn't China. There are many countries that are being blamed for the 2020 election. There has been said because of the involvement with the Vatican that maybe the Pope has been involved. With the Pope being involved, there are many reports that child trafficking, many people that are being considered pedophilia is part of their way of life now. Many people in Hollywood, in our government, in many governments around the world are involved. And like I say, if you have any information or if this is all lies, if you have proof to it, then I want to hear it. If it's true, I definitely would like to hear it. And I'm sure everybody would like to hear it. I'm going to try to do some videos in the next few days. So leave your comments down below. Definitely subscribe and hit that bell because this is something that I think people are going to want to know, and they're going to want to know your opinion. Now, when the Vatican, I guess they had a blackout. Some are saying that that blackout was to take over the Vatican. Military went in, took over the Vatican, and underground there are many miles of tunnels. In these tunnels, they found gold, cash, and artifacts. Some of them are going to take a long time to figure out what the value are, but I might have this incorrect, but I was told they're estimated at $34 quadrillion. It does sound ridiculous because that's an enormous amount of money. But they reported that it took 650 airplanes. It didn't say what size. to transport that amount of cash and gold and artifacts to the United States. When it got to the United States, it's unknown where they are being stored. But the report was Obama left Fort Knox pretty much empty. And because of that, there's a lot of room to store things. So they're thinking that that is a good possibility where they moved it if this is true. So some other reports have come out, and a lot of it's from mostly from Mckay and Charlie Ward. There are there is cloning that has gone above and beyond any cloning that you may even understand, and I don't understand for sure. But the cloning that they're speaking of could be something simple as growing a torso with all the organs in it, no arms, legs, head. I don't know how that's possible, so don't look at me as a nut job. I'm just giving you an information that I've been given. Information that maybe someone out there has some information that can help all of us understand more clearly of what's going on. And then another news report, and I'm not talking about mainstream news. This is more like dark web stuff. When they abduct these children and they have child trafficking, and then they bring them into these tunnels around the world, that there's a certain level of voltage that they shock these kids with, and they can get something from the kids that is used for a couple of different things. One is an anti-aging from the adrenal gland chemical, or I'm not quite sure exactly what it's called, but they use that for anti-aging and making someone look much younger. Probably 10-15 years ago, you saw Bill Clinton, and I'm not saying he's using this. I am saying that this is what I am hearing. So please take this as not a one-sided thinking at this point. I don't know what's going on, and this is why I'm looking for information of someone who may. So depending on how they shock the children and what level of voltage that they shock them with is what they're able to produce from these children. And if this is anything even remotely true, this is really sick. And they give a shit about nothing about these little children. So I'm hoping it's not true. And hopefully it's not true to the point where someone like Bill Clinton is benefiting from something like this. And everybody knows about the Epstein Island. I'm pretty sure that those things were going on as far as sex and things like that on his island. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that you may have heard that were on this island are true, and that they were there. And they had fun while they were there, as the way they think is fun. But some of the reports came out that not only was it young children having sex with these men, old men, some women, they were also there were some that they had sacrificed. They sacrificed some of these younger children, and then they all hung out. And from what I'm hearing, again, this is nothing that I am saying is fact. But they were saying that everybody fed off of the children after they sacrificed them. Again, this is, if it is very true, or even part of it is true, this world has to come together and take care of this problem. Another bit of information about the Epstein Island. From information that I've received, there was many of these children during this trafficking of the children. They would use their organs and then sell them on the black market. So many of these kids didn't last that long. They weren't put into sex camps and Epstein Islands, and I'm quite sure there's many other areas of the world where these things were going on. But Epstein was more out in the open, and he thought he'd never get caught because of the type of clientele he had. He had a way out, get out of jail free card. And when they first brought him to court and arrested him, he got off. And if you have any information on how he got off, please leave it in the comments. We need to talk about this. We need to get this out. And if it is true, again, this needs to end. We need to find a way to stop this. The more I watch, the more I read, the more information I receive, it shows that it is a possibility. Where in the beginning, I didn't think that it was even possible. It sounded too much like a movie script. A very bad, disgusting movie script. So again, let's get ready. Let's do something about this if it is true. I can only ask for you to leave your comments below, especially if you have insight. And please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so we can keep this going. And in the description, you'll find where you can actually donate and help out this YouTube channel. Anything you can help out with. I need to upgrade some of my equipment, and I'm going to start progressing with more and more videos and better quality videos. Thanks for your help in advance. Have a great day. And let's make sure, if this is true, that we get it stopped. Thank you. Have a great day.